this journey of finding a soulmate is a bit challenging and needs a lot of preparation and consideration. Studies have shown that 73 of those who divorce after marriage realize that their issues from the incompatibility between the two of them of things that they existed before the marriage, but they were not able to see it. We need to face the reality. Divorce is not something that is forbidden in our faith, and it is there as a last resource. And there's a chapter in the Quran, remember, titled Divorce, At-Talaq. It takes generation to change. The Prophet ﷺ worked for 23 years to raise the generation of the Sahaba to be leaders of the world. So the same understanding needs now to be defined in the way we look for marriage, whether you're looking to get married or whether you're already married.
Assalamu alaikum. We're here at the ICNA convention and I had the opportunity to speak to Sheikh Imam Ayman Al-Taher. Sheikh, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I know you had a couple of talks today and you're speaking about things that are really important for the community. You don't hear a lot of sheikhs and imams talking about this stuff, which is pre-marriage and post-marriage issues, right? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, my first talk was about pre-marriage, and I was primarily trying to share my experience both as an imam and a psychotherapist with people who are going in this journey. This journey of finding a soulmate is a bit challenging and needs a lot of preparation and consideration. In a nutshell, I was trying to help bachelors understand that this process cannot be done by themselves solely. They need to somehow connect with their family members, and if they do not have family members, as it is the case sometimes with many of the bachelors who are living by themselves, is to connect with the community and the religious leadership or the imams. Most of the time when people are in this journey, they're under the influence of the hormones. There's a cocktail of hormones runs in our body that camouflage our mind's ability to see things. Studies have shown that 73 of those who divorce after marriage realize that their issues were from the incompatibility between the two of them of things that they existed before the marriage, but they were not able to see it. So that was the first talk. The second talk was about the family dynamic. We live in a very difficult time as an ummah, and the solution would not be by listening to a very impressive speech and feel the excitement. It would be by having a concrete, solid plan on long-term changing, and that's how Quran deals with the issues. It takes generation to change. The Prophet ﷺ worked for 23 years to raise the generation of the Sahaba to be leaders of the world. So the same understanding needs now to be defined in the way we look for marriage, whether you're looking to get married or whether you're already married. Redefine the concept of marriage. Why you're married? What's the purpose of your marriage? Is it based on the Western concept of love and emotional fulfillment and economical needs? Or there's a much bigger and important concept, which is creating a sacred bond, creating the journey from the dunya to the akhirah. Hum wazwajun fi dhilalin ala al-araiki muttaki'un. And to understand that, you need to look at, reevaluate the dynamic of your family. Family is the incubator unit to introduce the generation Rabbani. So that means we need a generational family. And these all details have, alhamdulillah, been able to capture them in two books, one pre-marriage and one post-marriage, inshallah.
MashaAllah, mashallah. Again, I feel like this topic isn't spoken about enough in the community, so you're doing a very good service to it. You see, like, when you're going to get your car license, you have to do a written test, you have to do an actual driving test, and similar to marriage, your mom will help you drive, or your dad, or your brother, so it becomes like almost like a family event where everybody, and then they're all very concerned about you, like, is he driving properly, and they drive with you. Yeah, you get married sometimes and you're just kind of left to fend for yourself. So I think this is important that people have to realize that there's a lot that goes into it. It's two families coming together. And what is the purpose of it that you're talking about? Is it just about love and infatuation and some hormonal charge that's taking the lead? Or is there something greater, which obviously in Islam there is? I know you have two books that one is already out and one is going to be coming out soon.
Sure.
But I wanted to just ask you one more question. Not really, I guess, what you're talking about, but just because I heard this recently that, the concept even of divorce in Islam it's very different. It's kind of been co-opted by more of the Western view and the Christian view of divorce, whereas Islam's view of it is very different. I know we don't have a lot of time, but if you could just give us kind of like a sneak peek about that kind of idea.
The last session of my book is about dealing with difficulties of marriage. And one of them is about divorce. We need to face the reality. Divorce is not something that is forbidden in our faith. And it is there as a last resource. And there's a chapter in the Quran, remember, titled Divorce, At-Talaq. So that means there are certain ways that we need to go by to deal with this very difficult solution to a very deep problem between two sides. And need to keep in mind, it's not only about the two sides, it's not about the wife and the husband, it's also about the children. And that's why in the book I focus a lot about how this first of all problems within the family impact the psychology of children, and how divorce can even intensify these problems in their psychology, and how to make this divorce as safe as possible, like do salvage to this collateral damage to this very very difficult process or thing to do in the relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I think the important thing is that when it comes to that you need to minimize, I guess, the damage, and realize at the end of the day, وَلَا تَنْسَوْا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ, right? So this is very important. Sheikh Ayman, thank you so much for joining us.
Where you can get my book?
Yes, of course. And we will include that in the description below so you could take a look.
Now, my website is Al-Iman Family Services. That's AIFS.ca. So A as in Frank, I as in International, F as in Frank, and S as in Service, or Sam. And my website has more articles and videos that are very helpful for both who are trying to get married and those who are married and trying to improve their quality of their living.
For sure. So we will include that in the description below. And Jazakallah khair, and thanks so much for joining us. Assalamu alaikum.